When I was young, telephones didn't have keys to press or even a dial to rotate. You'd pick up the phone and the operator would say, "Number please." Then you'd give her the number and she'd connect you. When I was very young, I didn't really know the purpose of a telephone. I just knew that you could pick it up and talk to someone. I'd pick up the phone and when I heard "number please," I'd just start chatting with the operator. Some didn't want to talk to a little kid, but one in particular seemed to enjoy it. I'd call her and we'd talk about what was going on in my life and then we'd hang up. When I started grade school, my favorite operator would help me with my homework. I'd ask her questions and she'd help me figure out the answers. She'd never just tell me directly, but with her help, I could always find the answer. As I got older, I realized that this was not what the operator was for, but it was such a habit I kept it up. When I started dating, I'd tell her all about the boys and what we'd done the night before. One day, I called my operator up crying. My date the night before hadn't gone too well. The boy had been pushing, demanding things I didn't want to do. When I refused, he hit me and left me to walk home alone. My operator listened while comforting me and told me not to worry. Things had a way of working out. The next day, the boy was found dead outside his house. No one knew exactly what happened to him, myself included. Later, I met your grandfather. He was sweet at first, but as time went on, things got unpleasant. He'd go out drinking, and when he'd come home, he'd beat me. I hadn't spoken to my operator in years, but one day I remembered her and picked up the phone. By this point, phones had dials, so I dialed 0 and got the operator. I told her what was going on in my life, and she said not to worry. Things had a way of working out. The next morning, your grandfather wasn't in bed with me. When I went outside, I found him on the porch, dead. He'd been dead for hours. I have no idea how she did it, but anyway, that's what happened to your grandfather. My neighbor, the murderer. I lived next to a murderer. Faye Sweatlick was 6 years old when she was kidnapped out of her front yard. It was all over the news. I had news crews, cops, even the FBI all over my townhouse complex. My fiancé and I met with the FBI 3 times. They searched our home and everything. I remember clear as day my fiancé FaceTimed me as the cops were digging through the trash cans directly in front of my townhouse. They pulled out her boot and a bloody knife. Then they found her body, dumped maybe 300 feet from my house. He had watched them find the murder weapon. Dumbass put it in a trash bag along with his other mail. He went to his back porch and opened his own throat. It's crazy. I had conversations with the guy. I never knew he was a psycho. This all happened a year ago. This new house. We bought an old house, my boyfriend and I. He's in charge of the new construction, converting the kitchen into the master bedroom, for instance, while I'm on wallpaper removal duty. The previous owner papered every wall and ceiling. Removing it is brutal but oddly satisfying. The best feeling is getting a long peel, similar to your skin when you're peeling from a sunburn. I don't know about you, but I kinda make a game of peeling, on the hunt for the longest piece before it rips. Under a corner section of paper in every room are a person's name and a date. Curiosity got the best of me one night when I Googled one of the names and discovered the person was actually a missing person, the missing date matching the date under the wallpaper. The next day, I made a list of all the names and dates. Sure enough, each name was for a missing person with dates to match. We notified the police, who naturally sent out the crime scene team. I overheard one text say, "Yup, it's human." Human? What's human? Ma'am, where is the material you removed from the walls already? This isn't wallpaper you were removing. If you enjoyed this, please like, share, and subscribe for more.